All right, so logarithms. So logarithms, I'm going to kind of actually start in here. So logarithms are the inverse of exponents. So like we know that like 2 to the third is 8, and that's something we know. It gives us whole numbers. It's nice, right? But what if we wanted to solve something like 2 to the x equals 6? Like what exponent would that be to get 2 to turn into 6? So, well, we don't have just an exact number for that, right? And we have no way right now to solve that. So what we do is we use logarithms. I'll have to admit, logarithms are kind of weird in that it's using a word, and it's just kind of seems like this magical thing that happens when you put stuff in the calculator, and that it is what it is. But logarithms, this word log, is just another symbol, just like exponents we know are repeated multiplication of the number. We do logarithms the opposite of that, and it's kind of weird to think about how you could undo an exponent. And if you're really curious about that, maybe I'll make another video on that, or I'll try to find an explanation, but just know that they kind of undo each other. So right here we have the log base b of y equals x if and only if b to the x equals y. So what that's saying is that this is true only if this is true. So basically these are the same thing, just written in different forms, okay? So I'm gonna write that out to the side. Oops. So look at how things are organized a little bit. The base of the exponent here, b, is the base of the logarithm. What it's equal to, the y, is now what is being affected by the logarithm, and the outcome of the logarithm is the exponent. So it's rearranging things to get x, that exponent, okay? So if we take the log of the base of what it's equal to, ends up giving us the exponent. So I know it seems weird. Let's just go ahead and practice rewriting them, and then we'll get into how these actually solve and things like that. So for example A here, part A, we have log 2 of A equals 3. So I always start with that my base of my logarithm is the base of my exponent. Then I remember that like I'm solving for exponents. The 3 is the exponent, and so the 8 is what it's equal to. And you can do this whatever makes sense to you, but that order of things makes sense to me. So again, I'm going to start with my base, and then this is my exponent, and it equals 1. And so these are ones that I've done that you know are true, right? You know 2 to the third is 8, and you know 4 to the 0 is 1, right? Just to make sure that, like, you know, logically it makes sense. So now we're going to go backwards. So now I've got exponents, and I want to change into a logarithm. So I'm going to do the log. Again, I like to do the base. 4, the base of my exponent. Then my, then my 16 goes next, and it is equal to the exponent, okay? So maybe go ahead and hit pause, try D on your own, but I'm gonna keep going just for time's sake here. So log base 3 of the 1/3 equals -1. Okay. So logarithms, when it comes to using a calculator, most calculators, if they have logarithms, use base 10. and this is called a common logarithm. So the reason they use base 10 is it's something that is pretty easy to calculate. And what I mean by base 10 is like it's 10 to some power. So if we know like 10 squared, that's 100. So it's using anything that has to do with 10. So it's calculating things in terms of like 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 100,000, things like that, right? Million, whatever. So there are some fancier calculators that can do logarithms with a different base. You know, I don't know if you have access to that, so we're gonna just stick with common logarithms. So anytime you just see log on the calculator, it's assuming log base 10, okay? So just to practice this, hopefully you have a calculator handy. If not, use that Desmos one. I really like it. In fact, I'm gonna pause this and bring it up so I can look at it here. Okay, so if you need to use the Desmos scientific calculator and you're like, I don't see log on it, you need to click the FUNC for function, and then you'll see on the right hand side it says log, okay? So I want to just practice, you know, having a calculator do this. So I'm going to hit log. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but then I'm going to type in 6. And then it shows that it's 0.778, blah, 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 right? Like it keeps on going. We only have to do it to a certain amount. So this equals 0.778 approximately. And know what it's doing in the calculator is it's figuring out 10 to the 0.778 approximately equals 6, right? So it's doing the log base 10 of 6, and it gave us the 0.778. Okay, so that's what the calculator, that's the exponent and the logarithm versions of it, that's what it's calculating it for you. Okay, which kind of makes sense, right? 10 to some really small exponent would give you 6, right? And then if we put in log 100, it should give you 2, because what it's doing is it's figuring out 10 to the what power is 100, right? So it's doing log base 10 of 100, and well, we know 10 to the second power, right, is 100. Okay. All right. So I want you to do a few just without a calculator, using your brain / your exponent chart that you have. So sometimes it's easier to just rewrite these as exponents because that is what your brain is used to, right? So I want to know 7 to the what power, I guess I should make that next. 7 to what power is 49? Well, what is that? 2, right? You should know 7 squared is 49. All right, let's do this one over here. So 3 to some power equals 1 over 27. Okay, so this has a couple of layers. It's equal to a fraction, right? So that's kind of funky. So how do exponents tie to fractions? You should have thought of negative exponents. So I know that I'm going to have a negative something. So 3 to the, and ignoring the, like that it's 127, just think of 27. So 3 to the what power is 27? 3. So if I put into the calculator just to check, 3 to the negative third, it is 127. So there we go. All right, so your assignment for this, let me look on Google Classroom. So you've got a couple options. So there is the worksheet version, and then there's 2 IXLs. Make sure that you do just the odds of the worksheet because it's kind of lengthy, and then the 2 IXLs. So do one or the other, okay? All right, good luck. Boop.